Have you ever thought while doing one of your daily tasks that there's got to be a better way to do it? Or have you ever had an idea for a product that you wanted to invent but didn't have time or didn't know how to go for it? If you don't act on your ideas, one day you may find that someone else came up with the same idea and brought it to the market. But it doesn't have to be that way. Necessity is the mother of invention. Simple needs are discovered by everyday people. Anyone with an idea and the drive could create the next big thing and build a great business around their creations. Developing a new product based on your great idea isn't easy, but that's where we come in. Hi there, my name is Patrick, and today I will be your guide to the world of inventions and product development. We're here to talk about how to turn your idea into a reality. You'll learn about some of the critical steps in the process and what you need to get started. We'll also discuss some do's and don'ts, and our guests will share their exciting stories with you. And today, several representatives of the professional product development company, LA New Product Development Team, will help us understand the technical aspects and nuances of product development. Let me introduce Matthew Williams and Constantine Dolgan.
Thank you, Patrick. Our company, LA NPDT, is essentially like a cross-functional organization of talented designers, product developers, and marketing experts. It's our job to identify a potential market for your invention idea, design a concept, build product, and build prototypes. And we also help you to define the business model and produce marketing materials needed to launch a new product. In other words, LA NPDT is a one-stop shop where you can go from idea to commercialization.
Well, great. So I can sell my great idea to companies outright?
Existing companies are always looking for fresh ideas, but they would rarely entertain any offers where the concept hasn't been proven or developed at all. So our team helps to develop ideas to the point where they are ready for manufacturing and marketing.
Sounds good to me, but it also sounds complicated.
Inventing a new product is no small feat, Patrick.
So why should people do it? I mean, what should they do and why should they act on their ideas?
Because it's in our blood. Innovations and inventing is part of human nature and the American dream. As humans, we used to develop tools for our own needs and survival. Many of the products that exist today were created because their inventors had a problem and wanted to satisfy a need. Often, the inventions they created have been accidents.
Really?
Yes.
It is pretty common, actually, like where people develop new products just to solve their personal needs. And like once the product is developed, they realize that other people faced with the same problem and are actually willing to pay for their solution. And that's when the inventors realize they can start a business from their product. And yes, inventing can be lucrative. You can license and sell products online and through big box stores. You can you can either do it on your side or you can start a new business and be your own boss. In fact, most of our customers start developing their product ideas because they want to leave a legacy for their kids and grandkids.
So, okay, if I have an idea, what should I do with it? How do I know if it's a good idea and if it's even worth developing?
That's a critical thing to consider, Patrick. Truly great ideas don't come every day, so it's wise to be careful on what you pursue. If you think you created something new, Google it. See if your idea is out there already. If not, that may provide an excellent opportunity. Then what you need to consider is if your idea truly solves a painful problem for people or if it's just a good-have solution. Consider your target market, who would use it, and how much are they willing to pay for it.
Well, if it can make people's lives better and easier and they would want to do it and people would want to buy it, what should they do next?
So what next is they get started with their idea of getting it out of their head and putting a visual form to it. This stage is called the concept design stage, and it shows like how the product will look, what parts it will consist of, and the problems and product will solve and how. The concept starts with the product description and maybe a hand sketch, but after that you need to give it a more defined and easy to understand look, typically through CAD modeling. Two of our guests, Randall Touchton and Michael Boyd, can further explain the concept design with their own ideas and experiences.
Have you ever had an idea for a product that you wanted to invent but didn't have time or didn't know how to go for it? If you don't act on your ideas, one day you may find that someone else came up with the same idea and brought it to the market. Anyone with an idea and the drive can create the next big thing and build a great business around their creations. Developing a great idea isn't easy, but the LA New Product Development Team can help. Don't wait, act now. Contact us today.
So let's welcome Randy and Michael. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Good morning.
So you started to work on your product ideas. I know your ideas are still in development, but can you at least vaguely tell us what you're working on? Michael, let's start with you.
Well, my product is an idea that I had for a wrist light. So the light is multiple lights on a band that fits around your wrist that allows your hands to maneuver in any direction while still giving you constant light on whatever task is at hand. So if you were in construction, if you're a plumber, a mechanic, or even changing a flat tire, it's sort of like the ultimate visible hands-free experience.
That's great. Randy, how about you?
Mine is a new cooler that incorporates space savings, and so I can put twice as many coolers in the same area as conventional methods now. They stack into each other, and so for the end user or retail, it just takes up a lot less space for the same amount of product.
All right, so you've both already gone through the concept design stage. Please tell us how it went for you. This time, let's switch it up and go with you, Randy.
It went great. It's very time consuming. It's a process. Cannot say any more how much of a process it is. There's a lot that goes into it, from materials to insulation to angles. There's just a lot that goes into it, and that's where this team really comes in to help you get it done.
That's great. Michael, how about you?
A lot of what he said is a process. You have to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. And to take an idea to concept, it's so many different processes, but because of the expertise of NPDT, they've made that transition very easy.
Well, what were some of the challenges you guys faced with the concept design?
I guess for me, my product, it was just the time that it takes. Everybody, once you have an idea, you go get it patented, and then it's kind of like, what now? Yeah. You know, and that's where they kind of bridge the gap in how do you get from that stage to developing the product to manufacturing to getting it to the end user. But again, just working through all those processes, you really need a professional team to get you through it.
Gotcha. Michael?
For me, we had a couple of challenges. One of them was trying to figure out, because it's a wristband that fits around your wrist, and how to just apply the lights around the wrist. So we wind up going with a flexible PCB, which is a circuit board that allows it to flex around your wrist to connect the lighting to the system. And the other challenge that we had was trying to find the right or the best fastening mechanism so that it's comfortable, it's reliable, and it fit to where it can be a one-size-fits-all. So that was very important for us. And, you know, we had a few challenges, but we was able to overcome all of them.
Gotcha. Now, what did you learn going through the process and the challenges, Michael?
What I've learned, that you can't do this by yourself. You need someone with experience, with the knowledge to help put together a game plan, a roadmap to help you get from A to Z. And it's a process. You can't skip any steps. You actually have to be patient to go from A to Z.
Gotcha. Randy?
Absolutely. I echo that. It is a process. For anyone, you know, if you have a new idea and you're coming out, you definitely need a team of professionals around you to help you get through it. There's no way you could ever do it by yourself.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for explaining that to us and why it's so important. Now, is there anything else that an inventor or they may need to know to understand about this process? Michael?
Well, in so many ways, I think that this process is the heart of innovation. So as an inventor, you really need to know that you cannot do this by yourself. And is at some point, it's very critical that you link up with a team of professionals that you can trust and believe in, because this process can be very frustrating and challenging. So to have a team of professionals that can help get you there, to take your idea to concept, is very important. And that's what NPDT was able to do for me and so many others.
That's great. How about you, Randy?
Absolutely. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to stick with it. It is a process. Anyone that's got an idea, you just have to get a team of professionals around you and keep chipping away.
Right. That's fantastic. Gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
So now we're going to discuss what to do after your product concept is designed. Stay tuned.
There are a countless number of products that exist today because someone saw a need for them and believed that they can make our lives easier or safer. LA New Product Development Team is dedicated to making your ideas a reality. We not only take you through the process of concept design, market research, and developing prototypes, but we also help with the marketing and launching your product. Don't wait, act now. Contact us today.
Please welcome my next guest, Uriel. Hey, Uriel. Now, you are the project manager at LA NPDT, right?
Yes, I am. And my main goal is to guide our customers throughout the product development process, as well as keep their projects on track.
Gotcha. Now, I understand that following the process is important in product development. So, once the concept is designed, what should you do next?
So next comes market and prior art research. Market research is critical to ensure that you don't potentially spend thousands of dollars in a venture that is doomed from the start, because truly there's no consumer interest. And people may be intrigued by your idea, but it doesn't mean that they'll be willing to pay full price for the solution that you developed. So your product has to be able to have sustainable consumer demand to ensure your business can actually grow and keep you happy.
Gotcha. So how can you find out if there's enough consumer demand for the new product to be successful?
So one of the tools that we use is consumer research. So we actually go out and talk to the target market for the product. We talk about their past buyer behaviors, as well as the product, the problems that they're having with their product. And then we make sure that the product that you develop actually solves their main pain points to ensure that there'll be enough consumer demand for your product.
So now let's welcome Stanley and Yolanda. How's it going, guys?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Good. So, all right, you've gone through the market research process. Uriel explained how important it is. So describe your product and your experience with market research.
We are Symphonia bags. Our bags have QR charging, GPS tracking, LED lighting, and Bluetooth speakers. With our bags, there's no need for charging cards that can be lost, broken, or stolen. Simply place your phone within the specialized pocket within the bag, and it starts to charge automatically.
My wife needs one of those, believe me. So, how did the market research help you better understand the needs of the customer and the customer demand?
The market research gave us information of people who were actually experiencing the same problems we were, low cell phone batteries. It gave us information of people who were willing to pay for a specialized product to solve their problems. That's the kind of information we received.
Fantastic. Now, what exactly did you decide to do the market research before starting production of the Symphonia bag?
Well, when you bring an invention to market, that's a big investment. And we need a direction. And the survey gave us the confirmation and the information to move forward.
Well, that's really smart. So what were some of the actions that you made after you got the important insights about the target customer?
Well, it allowed us to take a step back and add more features to our bag, making it more appealing to a larger market.
So what was the most surprising thing you learned from market research?
The most surprising thing that I learned that a large amount of people was having the same problem as I.
So thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate that. And before you go, do you have any words of wisdom for inventors that are moving forward without genuinely understanding the market and the target market?
Yes, I feel like the survey is a blueprint for your success. If you have a product, that the survey is really good for a blueprint for your success.
Now it's time to talk about patents. To patent or not to patent? That's the question that Keith Harrison, a registered patent agent, is going to answer for us.
Anyone with an idea and the drive can create the next big thing and build a great business around their creations. Developing a great idea isn't easy, but the LA New Product Development Team can help. Don't wait, act now. Contact us today.
Welcome back. We have Keith Harrison, a registered patent agent, to talk about patents. How you doing today, Keith?
Just fine. Thanks for asking.
Now, why do you need a patent? Now, what makes a patent so important?
Well, a patent is a document that's granted by the government to give an inventor the rights to exclude others from making, using, or selling the patented invention. Patents are not needed to actually sell a product, but they are required to have a monopoly on a product for a particular period of time.
Gotcha. Now, when should someone apply for a patent?
Normally, it's a good idea to apply for a patent at least before the product is put out into the marketplace where people can see it.
Gotcha.
Usually, it's a good idea to have a proof of concept prototype made just to make sure it works the way it's supposed to work. At that point, it's a good idea to go ahead and get a patent application on file, lock down the filing date, and get patent pending on the product.
Gotcha. Now, I understand there are different types of patents that exist, and what is the difference between them?
Well, there are three basic types of patents. One is known as a design patent, which protects the ornamental appearance of something like a belt buckle or a hubcap, something very simple. And then you have utility patents, which are the more common type of patent. Utility patents protect the function of a device or a article of manufacture, a tool, any kind of a machine, or a drug, any kind of composition of matter, anything like that, you need a utility patent for.
Okay.
And then the third category is known as a plant patent, which is very, very rare. They're not very common. And they're basically given to people who cultivate a unique type of plant. And I've never actually done one, so I can't tell you much about it.
Okay. Now, is it expensive to get a patent?
For a design patent, normally you're talking about, for the whole process, maybe somewhere between $1,500 to $2,500. For a utility patent, the price can vary widely because the complexity dictates how expensive it is. For something that's very simple, you might spend something like $2,000 to $3,000. For something very simple, you know, for something of moderate complexity, maybe $3,000 to $4,000. And then for something that's more complex, $4,000 to $6,000, or even more than that, depending on what it is.
Okay. That's great information. Thanks so much, Keith. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, Matthew. Now, I've heard that it's best to have your prototype tested before you apply for a patent. Now, what is a prototype?
Okay, so a prototype is a physical representation of your idea. It can either be a simple mock-up or a fully functioning model. It's usually built for demonstration purposes or as part of the product development process to understand how your product truly works. Your prototype allows you to test and analyze the features of your design in the real-world application.
Now, do you need only one prototype?
Usually not. Typically in the prototyping process you need many iterations. It is almost guaranteed that you'll find things to tweak in your design once you see how it performs in the real world. That's why prototypes are typically created using rapid prototyping techniques such as 3D printing. The advantage of 3D printing is quick production of parts with no setup costs. However, due to the limited number of materials and some technical aspects of 3D printing, the result may look slightly different from what you would see if we would use mass production methods.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is the difference between a prototype and a production sample?
So a production sample is made using the same method and materials of what you would see in mass production methods. For example, injection molding is where a steel mold is designed and created to produce the plastic parts of your design. You'll be able to achieve the exact look and feel of the final product with the production sample, but the cost of this is often significantly higher and much more time consuming than using rapid prototyping techniques.
So what's the next stage after producing these prototypes?
So The next stage is design for manufacturing, which is arguably the most important aspect of the product development process, is when we ensure the product design thus far can be manufactured using existing methods such as injection molding the most cost-effective way possible. All manufacturing methods have their limitations, and it is our job to modify and design to ensure the product can be produced in the cheapest way possible and still function the way it is needed. Lee Malahan, the inventor of tadpole tape cutter, can attest this stage could mean the difference between a leaping successful product or a flop.
Lee, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us here. I love this opportunity.
Lee, I've seen your product in the stores already and really love the product. I actually have it myself. Okay. How did you get started with this product?
Well, beyond the prototyping and the production, we have the final product and we're selling it worldwide in over 20 countries. But I was painting my front doors, had a real big issue on getting that perfect cut. So I said, there's got to be a better way. Went around, nobody had it, so I invented it. And the cool thing is that when you pull back, it leaves the tape sticking straight up for the next segment. It's a clean cut, and they attach to any roll of tape on the planet. So that's pretty cool.
Well, that will definitely make lives easier for a lot of people. So Lee, what is the secret to developing a great product?
Well, one, there's got to be a need, and then you've got to go through the prototyping stage and the production, and this is the final deal. So, and then you've got to execute it and get it to market and get it to retail so people know it exists.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how many prototypes does it take to make a perfect product?
Well, I don't know if we're ever perfect, but I will tell you I've gone through many, many prototypes from aluminum to plastic and then putting more look to it, and then we have the final product. So quite a few of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now look, it's a known fact that prototypes are expensive. Mm-hmm. It's always something unique and in a small quantity. What are some of the ways that could allow people to save on prototyping?
Well, having your basic design, then getting with a company like NPDT to do all the math and the science and put it into CAD, and then it's really 3D printers are pretty much everywhere, but they have the technology to be able to bring something to life, and you can hold that product, and then you can make decisions to spend the big bucks to get into the production side of things to get it to market.
Well, that was very insightful.
Yeah.
Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah.
LA New Product Development Team is dedicated to making your ideas a reality. We not only take you through the process of concept design, market research, and developing prototypes, but we also help with the marketing and launching your product. Don't wait, act now. Contact us today.
So, once prototyping and engineering are done, Constantine, how do we launch a new product?
Nowadays, there is a variety of ways how you can launch a new product. Approaching big box stores is no longer the main option. Internet has introduced a variety of creative ways how you can launch a new product. For example, through a crowdfunding campaign, or through your website, or by placing your product on Amazon or eBay or sites like that. Other ways include licensing your product to an established company or building your own business. In fact, many of our customers prefer to start their own company because they want to develop more than just one product and they want to build a brand. And today, actually, Ray Burrows is going to tell us his story about how he launched his product that is targeted to oil and gas industry. It's called the Safe Reunion.
Hey, Ray.
How you doing?
So thanks for joining us. Why don't we start by telling us what your product is?
Well, our product, it's called a Safe Reunion. It's a hammerless nut for the oil field. It's where you tie your temporary iron together to pumps, to cement trucks, to different apparatuses, and it's just temporary iron. So they hammer it up today and they hammer it down. Well, people get injured with hammers, and there's a chance of a mislick and having an explosion or a leak or something. So actually, I had two guys that died that worked next door to me. They was out in the oil field, and a young man had hit a hammer nut with a hammer, and it killed the two guys and injured him, paralyzed him for life. So some guys come to me with a concept, and I designed it into the Safe Reunion. It's a simpler, easier, safer way to do things in the oil field.
Well, how did you launch your product, and why did you go that way?
I launched it at first through LinkedIn and stuff, and we got a lot of stuff from that. And then I knew Constantine and his wife, and went to them and asked them to work on a web page and such. And so, and then a lot of it's through, we do it through the trade shows and spend a lot of time at trade shows, and they usually last 3 or 4 days at a time, and so you get a lot of people in the industry that come by and look at that.
Gotcha. And what kind of marketing did you find was the most effective? Animation, video, website?
Well, it's probably through through the internet, through websites, through LinkedIn, through stuff that Constantine, they have put papers out on it and on the internet, published some stuff on it. So
Gotcha.
it really helped. NPDT has really done a great job.
Gotcha. Now, what do you think is the most difficult part about launching a new product?
Misconception. People think that you have to do things different. The oil field is old school, and people want to do it the old way, and they say using the muscle, and so misconception is the hardest part.
Gotcha. Now, what kind of help would one need to launch his or her product?
Well, the help you'd need would be somebody like NPDT that can go out there and they have all the know-how of doing the filing these papers and doing different things and putting things in magazines and your internet source.
So now that you went through all the ups and downs of product development, what are some recommendations that you have for our viewers?
Well, if you have an idea, if you can do part of it yourself, that's fine. If you can't, then you get somebody like Constantine and his company, and they do a great job, and they do prototyping and such for you. And you just hang in there. That's the biggest thing, is just hanging in there.
Gotcha.
If you believe in it, believe it till the end.
Great. Well, thank you so much for telling us about your experience with NPDT Product Development Team. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Now, Constantine, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I would say that necessity is a mother of invention. There is a countless number of products that exist today because someone believed that that product could solve a problem, and they went through with it and developed and brought it to the market. And for example, like many products actually make our lives easier, better, and safer. Like the Safer Union could save like tons of lives and like people from injuries. So, but the process of creating a new product and allowing others to access it should be followed carefully. You'll probably need a team on your side, and it's best done by a team of devoted professionals that can help you get through the process faster, easier, and who would strive to make your idea a reality. Like for example, like we at NPDT not only take you through the process of concept design, market research, prototyping, but we also help you with marketing and launching your new product. And right now, you can see on our website npdt.com, we offer a free initial consultation where we can discuss like what's going to work best for your product and lay out the plan. And also on our website, you can meet the rest of the team and read some useful articles on how to develop and launch new products.
Well, thank you, Constantine, for being so informative. You know, I've learned a lot more than I ever thought that I needed to know. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Patrick.
In our next program, we'll share some of the tips and tricks of getting your product to the market faster. Until then,